हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू S2S क्लासेस। आज हम +1 क्लास के लिए आगे सिलेबस कर रहे हैं। इसमें +1 में आपका चैप्टर रिलेशन एंड फंक्शन सेकंड चैप्टर इज़ गोइंग ऑन। इस चैप्टर में हमने लेक्चर 6 दे दिए हैं। अब 7वां लेक्चर है ये आज। इसमें 6 लेक्चर में हमने कंप्लीट किया है definitions, relations, okay, and relations, types relations, properties, okay, relations that आपका product of Cartesian product of two sets A and B, you know that subsets, sub relations, number of sub relations and other many things which has been done. Now that exercise from NCERT book 2.1 has been done. Exercise 2.2 also done. After 2.2 function definition, real function definition also done, and types of functions 7 types are there. That functions, definitions of the type of functions, standard functions, okay, that domain and range of the standard function, everything done. Now today we have to discuss the graph of the some types of functions. We have to discuss graph, and after that algebra of real functions. Which are the real functions? Algebra in that, yani addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Algebra means that in the algebra how we are adding the two real numbers, subtracting, multiplying two real numbers. Then here two real functions, adding, subtracting, multiply, divide, how we are doing that algebra we have to give here, we have to discuss. And by scalar multiply to any function, what happened that I will tell you, okay. Then now come on the point, what is graph? Graph means, first I am saying cubic function. Cubic function. In cubic function, polynomial function, quadratic, linear, you know, you have done in 9th classes, 10th classes, okay. Then cubic function definition, graph fx is equal x cube, cubic function x cube, okay. X belongs to real number, okay. Now this, how can draw the graph of this? This is y equal to, it means y equal to fx is equal to x cube for every x belongs to a real number, okay. Negative, if real number any, so negative whole cube, x belongs to any negative, the negative whole cube is negative, so all will come. So now graph of this function, if you draw, then it will be x-axis, negative x-axis, y-axis, you know, rectangular system, and negative y-axis, and this is origin where both axes intersect. This is called origin. Coordinate of this 0, 0, okay, you know this. After that, if any value you are taking x, let us suppose you are taking 1 cube is 1, and minus 1 cube minus 1, okay. But if minus 1 upon 2, let us suppose 1 here minus 1 here, okay, you see, and 1 here minus 1 here. In between you see if half you are taking, तो half whole cube 1/8, 1/8 बहुत थोड़ा सा नंबर आएगा, यानी हाफ x एक्सिस यहाँ हेयर एंड y 1/8 पार्ट, इट मीन्स हेयर नज़दीक. ओके, तो मीन्स दिस विल गो लाइक दिस, एंड इफ 1 then 1, ये 1 and then 1 here, so means graph will go like this, and here same like this graph. Okay, you see this is the x cube, yani fx is equal to x cube graph. Now here you see every real number is x, negative, positive, negative x, positive x, y also outcome positive and negative. So domain of this real number, domain of this function, real number set, and range of this function also real number, may be subset of real number for any specific cubic polynomial, general this, and a subset of real number. Okay, may be the range. Okay, now according to this we understand this is the graph of this cubic function. Now after that cubic function, rational function fx is rational px upon qx. Okay, like this rational function, it is rational function. Rational function. Now for this, what is that? Fx is equal to 1/x. Standard this taken rational. X should not be x belongs to a real number, but x should not be equal 0 except 0. Okay, other all real number. Clear? Means domain of this function real number minus one element 0. This is the domain of this function. Now how can draw the graph of this? Okay, graph. Now you see 1/x. If you are taking here 2, x is 2, then 1/2. If x is 1, x is 2, then 1/2 y. Y is 1, y is 2. So y is equal to 1/x. Okay, fx is called y is equal to 1/x. Then if x is equal to, we are taking 2, x2, then 1/2 y 1/2 means here, and x is 2, then point here. Okay, like this. If you are taking x1, so 1/1 is 1, x is 1, y is 1, so here. Okay, understand this point. After that, if taken 1/2, x is 1/2, so 1/1/2 means y is 2, y2, x is 1/2, y is 2 here. So means graph will go like this. यहाँ से ऐसे टर्न होकर यहाँ पर 1/2 में 2, और ये ऐसे नज़दीक लगता चला जाएगा, ये ऐसे नज़दीक लग जाएगा, ये टच नहीं होगा, विल नॉट टच, यानी y नेवर बी 0, y नेवर बी 0. Okay? Because 1 upon something, x should not be 0, so then it will not be 0. So like this, or here if minus 1, minus 2, understand, minus 2, minus 1, here minus 1, minus 2. Okay, you see, if here minus 2, x is minus 2, so 1 upon minus 2, y is minus 1 upon 2. So x is 2, this is minus 1 upon 2, means here, this point. Okay, if x is minus 1, so 1 upon minus 1 means minus 1. So means minus 1 and minus 1. So this point is here. Okay, so if minus 1 upon 2, check, if minus 1 upon 2, x is minus 1 upon 2, so 1 divide minus 1 upon 2, reciprocal, then minus 2, then y is minus 2, and x is minus 1 upon 2, y is 2. Okay, it is here. So like this, so means here also this will go and it will go near to near, and it will also near to near. Okay, so this is the graph of rational function 1 upon x. Clear? Domain is real number except 0. X should not be 0. It is the domain. And range you see y value. All real number except 0. Except 0. Y should not be 0. Yani not touch to the x-axis and not touch to the y-axis, and x also not 0, y also not 0, other all. So range of this function also what? Real number minus 0 element. Okay, so range also same, domain also this, except 0. So this is the graph of the rational function. Okay, now after this, modulus function. I told modulus function graph. Modulus. Modulus function means fx is equal to modulus of x. This is equal to what? If x is negative, less than 0, understand? If x is less than 0, any real number, any negative real number, then it will be minus of that x. X is negative and multiply by negative. This will be modulus x value. And if x is 0, modulus 0 is 0. If x is positive real number, then that will be only positive real number. X is positive, as it is x will be the modulus x value. Okay, so according to this, if you draw the graph of modulus function, what will be? 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. Okay, now you see how you can do. How? Take x value here, any positive real number, any positive. If you are taking 2, x is 2, the modulus 2 is 2. So here will come point 2, 2. And if 1, then 1. here will come. If any other in between, any real number, so between many point will come. So this will be, if x is 0, then 0. If x 0, then y 0. So this, if negative minus 1, then if negative, if x is minus 1, if x is minus 1, so modulus x equal to y equal to modulus minus 1 is equal to minus of minus 1 is equal to 1. Okay? According to definition, multiply with negative. If x is negative, then y is minus of that x. So minus of minus 1 to plus 1. So positive will come always. So this will be positive 1. So y 1 के minus 1. फिर y minus 2. So this is minus 2 का plus 2. So like this here, many points will come on this straight line. Okay. So this V shape. This is the graph of modulus function. Okay. Domain all real number. Domain of this function real number set, and range of this function output 0 to infinite. This is 0 closed to infinite. All positive real number with 0, or we can say non-negative real number. What is the range of the modulus function? Non-negative real number means 0 and positive real number. This done. So like this graph, easy to draw, you can draw, understand modulus. After that, Signum function. साइनम फंक्शन, सिग्नम भी बोलते हैं, बोलते हैं सिग्नम, पर साइनम ये द प्रोनाउंसिएशन ओनली, SIGNUM, साइनम फंक्शन. व्हाट इज दैट? दिस इज fx इज इक्वल टू, आई टोल्ड दिस modulus x, definition I told, upon x. This is signum function. Okay, and here it is given कि f0 is equal to 0 given. Now, so domain of this function, domain x if 0, then this value 0 saying, but 0.0 है, not defined, but here given in the definition कि f0 is equal to 0 in the given definition of signum function, so means 0 also, so then all real number. Okay, and then you see graph. Okay, x, negative x, positive y, negative y. Okay, now what is, if x you are taking any positive, understand, any positive real number, any, you check, then y is equal to any positive, means you are taking if 3 upon 3, any positive, then it will be 1, any positive, so always 1, because same any positive, and then divide positive, so positive modulus positive, same, so 1 आएगा definitely. If 0, that is given, y equal to 0, if x equal to 0, given, it is given. Now all negative, if negative, any negative, minus 3, let us suppose, divide by 3, then it will be negative minus. If x is minus 3, if x is equal to minus 3, then minus 3 modulus plus 3 upon minus 3, minus 1. So then 3 values. For all real number x positive, for real number x positive, then y is 1. For every real number negative x, then y always minus 1. And for x is 0, y 0. So only 3 elements. So range of this function, only 3 elements set, minus 1, 0 and 1. This is the range set. Now how can draw the graph? Check the graph. If x is 0, y 0, here, this point, dark. After that, understand, if x is 1, understand, if x is 1, so what? Y is 1 upon 1. If x is 3, x is 3, then also 1. Output 1, so y is 1. Y is 1. So here this point is not there. So open interval here, and then parallel to x-axis. X is any positive this side, but y always 1. So straight line will come this in the positive face of x. And then if x is negative, yani here, if x is negative real number, any real number negative, then y is minus 1. So y is minus 1. Y is minus 1 and x here. This is the graph of the Signum function. For every x here, positive real number, y will be 1, unique, so straight line. And here many points on this will come where x is any negative real number, but y is minus 1. Okay? So negative real number per minus 1, positive real number per 1, and 0 per 0. This point. So means this is the graph here. This is open interval, open. This point open, and here line, straight line. So ray. Okay. Now this is the graph of this and range this, domain this. Done. This is the Signum function. After Signum function, greatest integer function. Graph of greatest integer function. You understand? Greatest integer. Greatest integer function. What is this? Fx is equal to greatest integer standard, this bracket, and then x, and this closed bracket. This is the greatest integer function, standard function. This I told in the definition. What is the graph of this? Meaning of this greatest integer x. What? If x greater than and equal 0. Understand? If x greater than equal to 0 and less than 1, how many real number between 0 and 1? How many real numbers between 0 and 1? Infinite real number. So for every x greater than and equal 0 and less than 1 infinite real number x are here. for every x between these and equal 0, it is 0. This is the definition. Okay, definition. I told, if x greater than and equal 1 and less than 2, between these two integer, greatest integer function. So like this definition of this, so here 1 will come. If this, similarly x greater than and equal to 2 and less than 3, then output is 2. These are y values. And then here similarly, if x greater than and equal minus 1 and less than 0, then it is minus 1. Okay, similarly minus 2 and then 3 and so on. Okay, so here this. So x all real number. So domain of this function all real number. Okay, x is 0, then equal to 0, then 0. Okay, so means graph yx negative y negative x. Okay, see how now if x 0, then y 0, these are the y, means all range of this function integer set z, all integer, output will be all integer, so integer set. Now see, if x from 0 to less than 1, and x is 0 to less than 1, 2, 3, यानी x if 0 then 0. Okay, if x is 1 then y will be 0. So here dark this line, but 1 per open interval, here open interval. If 1, then if x is 1, then it is 1. So y is 1. Y is 1. X is 1, so y is 1. यहाँ पर dark होगा. Okay. If x between 1 and 2, then y will be 1. So here this line. Okay. And near to 2, open. Because if x is 2, then y is 2 and 2 is here. So y is 2, dark. And then from 2 to 3, then if x between 2 and 3, then y will be 2. So up to 3, this open. Okay, so like this graph. After that, negative side, you see, if x is between minus 1 to 0, minus 1 to 0, if here, then what is? That is minus 1. Y is minus 1. Understand? Y is minus 1. Here, minus 1. If x is 0, then 0, then minus 1 पर minus 1 है, तो minus 1 पर minus 1 यहाँ dark हो गया. Okay, and between here that y is minus 1. Okay, but now x is here dark, here open. Okay, here open interval, this side. Now here if minus 2 and between minus 1, then minus 2. Okay, this, then it means here dark. If this minus 2 equal to minus 2, then minus 2, y will be minus 2. Okay, this is minus 2, y will be minus 2 here, y dark. Okay, and this will be up to minus 1. Okay, less than minus 1 this side. So this is here open, this here dark. So like this graph, here open means this point is not included. यानी why? Because exact 3 पर फिर 3 हो जाएगा, यहाँ आ जाएगा ये पॉइंट एग्जैक्ट 3 पर, x इज 3 तो y 3 यहाँ बनेगा. ओके, डार्क, और फिर ये ओपन, फिर यहाँ 4 पर ओपन. तो लाइक दिस हेयर आल्सो सेम, हेयर माइनस 3 तो माइनस 3 पर फिर यहाँ एग्जैक्ट माइनस 3 बनेगा और देन ओपन, यहाँ पर ओपन. this is minus 3. So like this graph will be there. Understand, this is the greatest integer graph. Clear? This is the definition. According to definition, output all integer only. Okay. Now real function, algebra of real function. Algebra of real function means addition. Algebra of real function. Let addition, first addition of the two functions. Okay, let f such that x to r, real function, for the real function. Okay, real function means real valued function. Okay, and comma, and other function let g function such that x to y. Okay, x to y means real number, this also real number. This implies f plus g, if add this will be equal to fx plus gx simply, and x is the subset of real number. X is the subset of real number. ठीक है? And then sum also will be same, x to this also some function will be this f plus gx, this also f plus g function, this such that x to r. Okay, so this is the algebra of the addition, same, yani that fx plus gx. Example, if fx is equal to x plus 5, gx is equal to 3x minus 2, then f plus g x, this implies this will be equal to x plus 5 plus 3x minus 2, and then add, then 4x plus 3 simply. Okay, clear? So simple addition of both the function. So similarly subtraction. Okay, similarly subtraction. Second, subtraction. Subtraction of functions. Same thing, let f such that x to r comma g function such that x to r real number function, subtraction of the real valued function, यानी output real number. Okay, then this implies subtraction f minus g x this such that x to r. Okay, and this implies fx minus gx. Okay, clear? This will be same. So same example you can give. Any example? If fx is equal to x upon 2, gx is equal to x square plus x, then what will be? F minus g x will be equal to fx minus gx, x by 2 minus x square minus x. Subtract like term, half positive negative 1, so negative half, so minus x square minus half x. This simple algebra subtraction. Okay, clear? Subtraction of two polynomials, subtraction of two algebraic expression. Okay, now after that scalar multiplication in two real function. Scalar multiplication, scalar scalar multiplication. Okay, scalar multiplication means let f same f such that x to r comma g such that x to r. Okay, and alpha be any scalar, scalar means real number, okay. Then product multiplication and alpha into product of this fg. Okay, then it will be only fg into alpha. Okay, alpha f into g we can say, and this we can say directly the product of both alpha f g. Okay, this example, if f is equal to 3x plus 3, gx is equal to 5x and alpha is equal to 3. Example. Okay, so this will be alpha means 5 into fx, 3x plus 3 into 5x. Multiply this, then multiply 5x, 5 5 the 25x into 25x into 3x plus 3. Okay, like this we can do. Hello, now similarly multiply forward, then 25x into 3, 75x square. Okay, then 25x into 3, algebraic product only, as we are doing in algebra, same 25x into 3, 75x. So this is your output, and it also will be here x जो है वो set subset of R, maybe integer, maybe natural number, maybe that any subset of real number. Okay, x domain. So then we can do simple. Now after that, product multiplication of two real function, multiplication of two real functions, okay, what will be? Now same, let f such that x to r, x is the subset of real number r, and g कोई फंक्शन है वो भी x to r, then this implies multiplication. If we are doing f into g of x, that will be equal to fx into gx, algebraic product. Okay, then this will be equal to same what? Okay, this such that x to r, this will be algebraic. Now example, if fx is equal to 2x, gx is equal to x square minus 5x. Okay, then what this implies? F into gx will be equal to fx into gx, and 2x into gx, x square minus 5x, multiply 2x into x, 2x cube minus 2x into 5x, 5 to the 10 x square. So this is the product of the two real functions, this example. So simple. Okay, now so this is the algebra of the product. Okay, now this multiplication of two real functions done. Now quotient of two real functions, quotient. Next, quotient. Quotient, QUOTIENT, quotient of two real functions means this division, quotient, division. So let fx, let f such that x to r, okay, division, and g function x to r, but here x should not be 0 for gx function. Okay, for gx function, because it is division means f of g of x, and division means कि g should not be 0. fx upon gx, gx should not be 0, gx should not be 0. Okay, gx should not be 0. This, then here divide only simple. So means if example, if f is equal to 3x minus 1, gx is equal to ध्यान दें 9x square, this 9x square and minus 1. Okay, this, then this implies f upon gx will be equal to fx upon gx. So fx is our 3x minus 1 upon gx is 9x square minus 1, 9x square, 3x square minus 1 square. Simplify 3x minus 1 upon a square minus b square in denominator. So a plus b, 3x plus 1 into a minus b, 3x minus 1. Then same factor cancel. Then simplest form you should give 1 upon 3x plus 1. So this is your division, and this will be x here, should not be, x should not be, यानी ये should not be 0. अगर ये 0 हो गया तो -1 upon 3 should not be there. ठीक है, -1 upon 3 should not be there. x should not be -1 upon 3. This other all real number x. Now this type you can do. After that we can do the question of the exercise. So tomorrow we have to do that. Okay, now watch, take interest. Okay, take interest, watch, like, share and subscribe the channel and send to the maximum contact. यानी अपने सभी मित्रों को, अपने सभी कांटेक्ट को शेयर करें जिससे कि उनको बेनिफिट हो, और सब्सक्राइब द चैनल एंड राइट द कमेंट इन कमेंट बॉक्स. थैंक यू.